Good evening. Again, my name is Amanda Stewart. Thank you for your time. I'm here today just as one person, but I bring a few concerns that was shared with me. Number one, a lot of people have not heard and they're not familiar with this process, so just trying to get the word out more to the community is going to be really important. Secondly, some folks have shared with me that they're concerned about the process, and that because they're concerned about the process, they're a little leery on will they be able to trust the product that comes from this board. The next issue that has been shared with me with the current problem with the budget, when we look at this draft that you have, it is clear that the cost of doing business will increase here in Charles County. Now, I was here last week with many of the teachers, the officers, the correctional officers, and the sheriff deputies, and they're fighting for step increases, but at the same time, with this charter board, it's very clear that our cost of doing business will increase administratively. So we need to look at these teachers, officers in the face and explain to them why we would make decisions to increase the cost of doing business, but not at the same time giving them their cost increases, their pay increases. So that is a really big disappointment for a lot of people in the county. The next thing is that people do agree that it is better that for our commissioners we get away from having at-large members, and so having commissioners or having people dedicated to their district. So people are in support of that. They just don't know if we need to change the form of government to get that. And the other thing on my list was I want to make sure it's clear, because it's my understanding that if you reach a certain number of surveys, then that it costs, that means that you get to spend a certain amount of money. I want to make sure that that's being clearly explained to the residents. And lastly, Section 4.13, the executive being able to appoint board members. I do not agree that one person, man or woman, should solely be responsible for appointing people to the various boards that we as a county tend to have. I think that the democracy speaks to having multiple people appointing people to the boards. The improvement needs to be that it needs to be transparent. And lastly, it has been shared with me, and it's important when we're talking about appointing members to a board. Also, it's very important, and this is a concern in the county that I've also heard, is that when we are appointing people to the board, we do as best as we can to not appoint political folks. People are cautious about this board because you have people on this board running for political office and supporters. So just bringing you some feedback that I've heard from the residents, so just to be mindful of for today, but even in the future. So maybe some language in there about that also. All right, thank you for your time.
Thank you.